Well, hello again, and welcome to another Hyperion Morning. Just trying to find my buttons and tabs and everything around here as I get this day started. Hey, happy Friday, everybody. We did it. It is finally Friday. Isn't that exciting? I know I'm excited about it. This week has been a pretty good week. It's gone by pretty quickly, and I couldn't be happier about it. Good morning, Marianne. Welcome to the show. So glad to have you along on this Feel Good Friday. So good to be here with you as we wrap up this week, head onward into the weekend, and couldn't be more excited about it. Don't know what you have planned. Don't know if you have a lot planned. Don't know if you have a little plan. Whatever it is, I hope it's good. I hope it's wonderful. It's the weekend. Things are going to be good. Things are going to be good for sure. So I hope you have an amazing week. Like I said, I think my week has been fairly good. It's moved quicker than last week. Last week was a little bit of a struggle. This week, much, much better. And now we're here to Friday, onward to the weekend, and we have some fun stuff planned ahead of us. We learned some fun stuff yesterday, as a matter of fact, because here, we love a foodie guide. We love a foodie guide here on the Hyperion Adventures podcast on Hyperion Mornings. And yesterday we got the Festival of the Holidays foodie guide. And let me tell you, Michelle and I were going through it yesterday, and whoo boy, we have a lot to discuss. Hey, Tony, yay. Happy Friday to you as well. So glad to have you along again. So yeah, a lot of good food coming to the Festival of the Holidays at Epcot here in just a couple weeks. I'm very excited about it. Michelle and I were talking about it, and the first thing we ran into is the stuff that's happening at Communicore Hall food-wise. Say whatever you want about the decor. I'm excited about what they're kind of doing, or at least what they're talking about doing for the Festival of the Holidays. We'll see how it turns out, but we'll get plenty of chances to experience that, because we may not make it out of Communicore Hall for that first day that we make it to the Festival of the Holidays, because they have so much good stuff just going on there. There's so much good food going on. I'll show you some more pictures here soon. But just there between the Spaceship Earth gingerbread tiles, excited about that. They also have, and this is at the Epcot, it's at the Experimental Prototype Cookies of Tomorrow booth, which is in Communicore Hall. They have that gingerbread, but they also have like a gingerbread milkshake that you can get non-alcoholic. You can also have whipped cream vodka added into it. There's a couple great gingerbread beers there, which is, we're a fan of that. We like an adult beverage, and we like a good adult beer. I guess, there are some non-alcoholic beers, but you know what I mean. Anyway, we're excited to try those. And then just right outside at the Festival Favorites booth, you can see here they've got a few things. They have these Reuben croquettes, which are little fried balls of pastrami, sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, dipping with Thousand Island dressing. That sounds wonderful. The brown sugar mustard glazed ham sliders with cranberry and apple coleslaw on a Hawaiian roll. Yum. And then the panettone holiday trifle with eggnog custard and cranberry cherry compote. All of that, like we just might order all of that and just sit there in Communicore Hall and watch the gingerbread Epcot ball light up and Spaceship Earth and just enjoy. But there's so much other good food as well. I mean, look at all this stuff. I mean, Mexico, the booth at Mexico always is fantastic. What a great menu I agree, don't you, man? Like Michelle and I, like I said, we were like, wow, we may not make it past there. So much good food to try, but the first time there, it may be stopping at Communicore Hall and never going any further. Yeah, I agree, Tony. It does all sound good. It does. But look at this stuff over the Mexico Pavilion. Looks great. Some of the other stuff from around, this is, I think, Germany, looks fantastic. I'm going to tell you, over at the American Adventure Pavilion, I think it's the Holiday Table. I'm trying to remember what their booth is called, but it's pretty much everything that's returning from before. And all this stuff here that you see is fantastic. And that snickerdoodle cookie that's on the right is amazing. We've gotten it. It's been there at least the last 2 years. And like we can do our whole, they have the cookie stroll where you around. If you get so many stamps from buying so many cookies, you get another cookie and a little prize at the end. That cookie alone makes up at least half of our cookie stroll every single year, because that snickerdoodle cookie that you see there on the right is fantastic. It is one of our favorites. We love it. And it is pretty darn big. It is a large cookie. Very enjoyable. So definitely we'll be hitting that up as well. But over here at L'Chaim, you can see that we love the potato latke, whether you get just the plain or we like it with the salmon on it. Really, really good. Just so much good food. The sushi tree, always a favorite of ours as well. Just can't wait. Festival of the Holidays coming up here in just a couple weeks, and we couldn't be more excited about it to sample all this wonderful food if we ever get past Commuter Core Hall, that is. We will definitely eventually make our way around and get to some of the other stuff that's around there. So what else is happening on this day? It is November 15th, 2024. Well, hey, how about two scoops of raisins? Do you like Raisin Bran? Well, today is National Raisin Bran Day. Was never my favorite cereal growing up or now. I'm not a huge raisins person per se, but I know a lot of people grew up on Raisin Bran, and so maybe that's your thing. Well, today is your day to celebrate with a little Raisin Bran for breakfast, if it is your thing. Something that's maybe more of my thing. How about it is National Bundt Cake Day? Yum. I love a good bundt cake. I think they have a bundt cake. They may have a red velvet bundt cake at the Festival of the Holidays. But yeah, love a good bundt cake. And today is a great day to go and get a nice bundt cake, or make your own bundt cake if you have a bundt pan at home. Really, really good. Really, really delicious. Also, this is something I didn't know existed, but this is apparently Spicy Hermit Cookie Day. Marianne, is this another one of your things that you grew up around? By the way, I mentioned that Indian pudding the other day to my wife, Michelle, who grew up also, spent her early life in the New England area, in the Massachusetts area, and she knew of Indian pudding. So apparently, because I grew up in California, I had no idea about it, but was something everybody knew. Going back a couple episodes ago, go back and listen to that one if you want to check that out. Anyway, these are hermit cookies, which apparently are a spiced cookie. Basically, it's for this time of year. It's the typical spices that you think of at this time of year, that have, like, it has cinnamon, it has nutmeg, cloves, allspice, sometimes with raisins, nuts, dates, all sorts of great stuff. Marianne hasn't heard of this one. Okay, well, there it is. And it sounds pretty good, right? It sounds like a pretty good cookie. You may want to take a look at it, because it looks good here in these pictures. And I never heard of it, but yum, sounds pretty good. It's got, like I said, I love a good spice cake. All the spices at this time of year. I love the autumn. I love the fall. I love the spices that come out for this time of year and into the holiday season. So good. This is one of those dishes that sounds like it has all the stuff that I love in it. So I may look up a recipe and see about making it, but really, really good. It sounds interesting. Hey, on this day in Disney history, big news on this day in Disney history back in 1965, because this was the day. Oh, I forgot this one. It is National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day. By the way, getting set for Thanksgiving, you may want to make sure and get your refrigerator cleaned out to get all your food in there, and then of course your leftovers in there. By the way, this refrigerator that this person here is in front of looks pretty clean to me. I wish my refrigerator was that clean. I'm not saying our refrigerator is dirty, but we have a few more leftovers than that in our refrigerator. So the fact that she's fretting over cleaning that refrigerator cracks me up. Anyway, this day in Disney history, yes, it was a big Florida announcement today, because today was the day that Walt, Roy, and the governor of Florida, who is Hayden Burns, met with the press to announce the Florida Project, which of course we now know became Walt Disney World. And we know it. We love it very much. Interesting in the information that I got from this story is that before they went out and did this announcement, and I think the price had already started to come up because there was a lot of rumors. But before this, they were purchasing land in this area in Central Florida, in Orlando, at about $180 per acre. Once this announcement happened, it went up to $80,000 per acre. I mean, no shock, right? You know who's buying, they got a little money. They're looking for land. But apparently up until that point, they had already purchased about 27,443 acres, roughly 443 square miles, for a total price of about $5 million up to that point. So just think about that. 43 square miles for only a low price of only $5 million. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, today's the day they made the big announcement officially in Florida as they met with the press. Other things that happened on this day in Disney history: in 1980, Big Thunder Mountain opened on this day in the Magic Kingdom. This is the second version of Big Thunder Mountain. The Disneyland version had opened earlier in 1979. It opened in September of 1979, but this was a little bit larger, a little bit bigger. The Big Thunder Mountain that we know from Magic Kingdom opened on this day in 1980. And in 1989, it is the time for, of course, Disney film premieres. Well, this was a big one because it signaled the Disney Renaissance. Yes, The Little Mermaid opened in LA and New York City on this day in 1989. And of course, became just a smash hit, won a couple Academy Awards. We know it, we love it. And it would open up a couple days later across the country. But today it opened up in LA and New York City. So pretty cool. Pretty cool news from that day. This is one thing that I found extremely interesting. Did you know? I had no idea. Did you know that the Soviet Union had a space shuttle at one point? I had never heard this before, but I was looking up on my Spaces where I look up all the information for the day, and there's like, yeah, on this day in 1988, the Soviet space shuttle launched for the first and only time. It had its maiden voyage. It only did 2 orbits. It was unmanned, did come back, did land remotely. It was the only time, and it looks like the United States, the NASA space shuttle, right? It looks very similar. Apparently the name of it was the Buran. And it was set to do another launch a few years later, but the Soviet Union dissolved and the funding went away. And so that was it. This was the one launch, the one and only launch of the Soviet space shuttle. Like I said, I had no idea that the Soviets had. I had no idea, no clue. And I love the space program. We live here on the Space Coast. We get to watch. We watched the launch yesterday morning. We get to watch launches all the time, and we get to hear all the fun stuff about all the launches. And I loved the space program growing up, but I had no idea that the Soviet Union actually had a space shuttle. So I thought that was fascinating, and I wanted to share it with you. Hey, if it's your birthday today, wishing you a very happy birthday on November 15th. Happy Friday. Celebrate it on a Friday and on through the weekend. Here are just a few of the people that you celebrate your birthday with, and they are some interesting names. How about amazing Emmy Award winning actor Ed Asner? Of course, you know him from Mary Tyler Moore, The Lou Grant Show, and of course, Carl Fredricksen from Up. He was born on this day, 1929. He would have been 95 today. We lost him just a few years ago, back in 2021. But yeah, such an amazing actor, and just he's so good, so good. Beverly D'Angelo. It is that time of year. It's Christmas vacation time of year, but all the vacation movies, probably where she's best known for, although she's done many other things. She turns 73 today, born on this day in 1951. Randy the Macho Man Savage. Did you grow up watching the wrestling in the late 80s, early 90s? Or Randy the Macho Man Savage would have been 72 today. He was born on this day in 1952. Of course, we lost him way too early back in 2011. How about one of our favorite Marvel series, an actress from one of our favorite series, Loki, Sophia DiMartino. She turns 41 today. Of course, she played Sylvie in Loki. She's born on this day in 1983. And Shailene Woodley turns 33 today, born on this day in 1991. You may know her from the Divergent series. Maybe if you saw the film version of The Fault in Our Stars. She is another very good young actress, 33 today. So very happy birthday to them, and a very happy birthday to you if you're celebrating on this day. Just one more thing I want to hit on. We do have a new episode coming this week, and it's going to be all about the candlelight processional. As we just talked about the Festival of the Holidays coming up here in a couple of weeks. Well, part of the big thing with the Festival of the Holidays, the tradition, is the candlelight processional out at Epcot. We love it. We've been there many, many times, seen it many, many times. We love it dearly, but it has a long, long history extending back to Disneyland, as you can see from some of these photos that I have here. And Michelle is going to do another one of her amazing research pieces, because she always does amazing research. She does the best research, and she's going to have some interesting information, fun facts, and you're going to learn some stuff about the candlelight processional, such a wonderful, wonderful holiday tradition going all the way back to the Disneyland days. And I think you're going to enjoy this one for sure, because, hey, when Michelle takes over an episode, you know it's going to be good, because she does the best. She is the best host of the Hyperion Adventures podcast. We all know that. We all know that. So that is coming up this week. And oh, Tony, good. I'm glad you're excited to hear it. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And Michelle will do a fantastic job with it, as she always does. All right. Wrapping things up here on a Friday. Everybody, you made it to the end of the week. Just got to get through the day to day, and then it's onward to the weekend. Very excited. Hopefully you have amazing plans ahead. Like I said, we have some fun things going on, especially this episode coming up here. And by the way, very interesting episode coming up possibly next week. I don't want to jinx anything yet. We'll bring it up as we get closer to the week and we confirm a few things, but we're excited to tell you about that one. So just a little tease, not only for this week, but next week's episode as well. Okay, wrapping things up here, everybody. Please share some positivity today, share kindness today, share smiles each and every single day. I hope that you have a wonderful day, some wonderful energy flowing through you as we get through this Friday. And I will see you tomorrow morning. It's a Saturday, so it's pushed back a little bit, as we do every weekend. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Back. More kindness, more smiles, more positivity. I will see you then. Until that time, everybody, have a magical day. See you tomorrow. Bye.